Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're talking about stud major league pitchers that I hate to face, that I couldn't hit to save my life, that you could have given me one of those big red wiffle ball bats, and there's no chance I ever make contact. Those are the type of guys we're going to talk about today. I also made another video on major league pitchers that I love to face. It was a very small list. I didn't like to face many of them, but you can go and check that out as well. Okay, major league pitchers that I hated to face. Number one on my list is Daniel Bard. I've talked about this before. Daniel Bard, I had no chance. Zero chance. It felt impossible. Every time I saw Daniel Bard's name on the lineup card, I wanted to not play that day, okay? So I faced this guy from college up. So he played at UNC, I played at Wake Forest, we were in the same conference. Guy got me out like 1,000 times. I'm almost positive I never got a hit against Daniel Bard in 3 years of college, okay? He threw 100 miles an hour. It felt like 125, okay? I've faced guys that have thrown that hard before. Nobody has been like Daniel Barden. I don't know what it was. I can't explain it. I couldn't see anything. The ball felt like it was out of his hand and in the glove instantly. Like the ball never traveled anywhere. It teleported from hand to glove. That's what it felt like trying to hit against him. I had zero chance. Every time I swung, I'd miss. Or if I did hit, I'd foul it back and I'd be like, whew. Let's say this. My entire career, when I fouled the ball off, I'd feel like, golly, in my mind, I was like, I should have hit it, right? I was right there. And I'd be pissed. With Daniel Bard, when I foul a ball back, I'd be like, yeah, buddy, all right, great job right there. Way to stay on it. Because I just couldn't hit it. I could never square the thing up, so if I foul tipped it, I thought that was a success against him. All right? Tell you a quick Daniel Bard story. Faced him in this one game we're playing when he was with the Red Sox for the minor leagues. I lead off the game. He strikes me out, right? Boom, boom, boom. 3 pitches, I believe it was. Like, bang, 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 you're out. See you later. Sit down. I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure that the next 8 guys got on base via walks, hit by pitches. He kind of was like, this was a part of his career where he was kind of all over the place, so he couldn't throw strikes. I came up again in that same inning, and boom, boom, strike 3. See you later. I struck out 2 times in 1 inning, and I think I was the only one that recorded those first 2 outs. Now, that's what it felt like. I'm pretty sure that's a fact. You might want to go and fact check me on that. I don't know how you could find that. But I'm almost positive that happened, unless it was a really bad dream. But I could not hit this guy. I never kept my stats against him, but I feel like I kind of did. And I think I was like 1 for 30 off of him in my career. And the only hit I got was a jam shot blooper that went over his head, but not high enough that anyone could catch it. He kind of backpedaled and he kind of had to get up over the mound, and the ball landed right over his head, and he couldn't get there because of the mound, and then everyone came in and I beat it out to first base. That was the only hit I had against him in my major league career. In my entire career, not my major league career. In my entire career, I faced him like at every level. He was absolutely filthy. My number one nemesis. Never want to face him ever again. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, Max Scherzer. So Max Scherzer was unbelievably disgusting. When I faced him, he was throwing probably 95, and he was he looked really angry at everyone. And so he was a very uncomfortable bat. He's like grunting, and it looks like he's trying to throw it a million miles an hour, which he basically is. And every ball he threw, not only was it hard as hell, but it was cutting. So the ball would come in, and it would go to my right, his left, just like this, every time. But it was like 95 plus miles an hour. I don't know how anyone hits it. Nobody does hit it. That's why he's Max Scherzer. But I remember that was uncomfortable. I remember I got up there that first pitch, and I took it. A lot of time I took a lot of pitches, but especially if I'm facing a guy for the first time. Here comes the ball, and I take it, and I remember being like literally, took my front foot out of the box, and I was like, this is going to be a rough one. Like, I have no chance to hit this guy. Because it was hard as hell, and it was moving like a lot. And it was a really quick at-bat. I never wanted to face him again. But that was Max Scherzer. I'm super happy that I never didn't have to face him very much, because I don't think I would have ever got a hit. I think it would have been Daniel Bard 2.0. He didn't throw as hard as Daniel Bard, but the combination of the cut on the fastball and the velocity, and just like the I'm going to rip your face off mentality that he had on the mound, made it for a very uncomfortable at bat, one that you do not want to experience more than one time. So that's number 2 on my list, Max Scherzer. Another guy, Tim Lincecum. Tim Lincecum had some of the most disgusting stuff I ever seen. When it was his time at the major leagues and before the major leagues, he was maybe had the best stuff in the league. Like, it was amazing. I vividly remember the first time I faced Tim Lincecum. It was in the Cape Cod League when we were in college. He was at Washington. He's from out west. And you knew he was going to be really good because no one had faced him really, because a lot of the guys at the Cape Cod League were East Coast guys. No one had really faced him, but, like, you heard about him, right? Like, I remember the first time he pitched, everyone was talking about him in the dugout, like, oh, Tim Lincecum's pitching today. No one's ever seen him, but, everyone's heard about him. And this is before, like, social media, so don't think, like, oh, we saw him on YouTube or, like, on Instagram or what Bill Belichick calls Snapface or anything like that. Like, there was none of that stuff. So no one really, you couldn't, like, go on and just find guys. It was all word of mouth, apparently. I mean, there was a little bit of the internet, but people didn't really use it as much back then for baseball stuff. And so, first thing that came to mind was, wow, this guy's really little. He looks like he's 12 years old. He did. He looked like this little tiny guy. And then he threw a pitch, and everyone was like, whoa, what the hell was that? He threw almost 100 miles an hour, and he had a breaking ball from hell. This thing was just, like, filthy. And then he had 3 plus pitches. And he was the first guy I ever remember facing where guys were coming back to the dugout, right? They're coming back to the dugout after at-bats, and they're kind of, like, giggling to themselves, like, good luck, guys, you got no chance. Like, that was the first guy I ever faced that was like that. People were coming back laughing because it was, like, impossible to hit, saying, like, guys have no chance. And this is Cape Cod League. This is, like, a bunch of future, like, high draft picks and major league players. Like, my team was unbelievable. We had, like, Jacoby Ellsbury leading off, and then I think I hit second. Cliff Pennington hit third. Like, we had, like, 5 first-round picks on that team, I think it was, and lots of guys that played in the major leagues. And guys are coming back, like, there's no chance we're ever going to hit this guy, and nobody hit him. My funny story, real quick, was actually my first at-bat against him. I don't know how this happened. But, like, he came in relief. We're playing at Harwich. I think the first 5 guys struck out. That's when they're coming back, like, no chance. And so I goofed around with the last guy and the couple guys on the bench. When I went up there, I go, hey, guys, I'm going to take the first pitch. I'm going to hit it deep right here. And everyone was like, aha, good luck. And I never swung at the first pitch either. And I got up, and he threw me a fastball first pitch, and I swung, and I hit this thing. And I was like, oh, my God, I just hit a home run. I just called my shot. And I thought I crushed it. Now, apparently the wind was blowing in this night or something because I hit it and I went into my home run trot. And the left fielder goes back to the wall, and he's up against the wall. He's, like, looking up, and I'm like, why is he looking up like he's going to catch this ball? And then he jumps up, and he robs me of a home run. And I almost called my shot. It's my first one time ever that I actually called a shot and almost did against Tim Lincecum. But even though I did that, I faced him multiple times after that, and he was disgusting, okay? I'm going to put him on he's on my hate list. Like, I don't not want to ever face this guy again. I don't know how I did. I closed my eyes. I had no pressure. Everyone else struck out and almost hit a homer. That would have been awesome, but it didn't happen. And then the last guy I'll put on here is Ubaldo Jimenez. Now, he was with the Rockies when I faced him. I think he was like second in the Cy Young or something like that. He was an amazing pitcher, especially back then when he was, like, feeling good. I've told this story once before. I got up there against him. I took the first pitch. I go, whoa, what the hell was that? I looked up at the board, and it was, I think it said 90 or 91. I was like, that can't be a fastball. I don't know what that is. It was a slider, I think. The thing moved, like, it went like this, but it was at 90 plus miles an hour. Another time in my life where I was like, okay, I can't hit that. If he throws those again, I can't hit it. And he threw them again. I went boom, boom, and I went and sat down. It's 3 strikes in a row, bang, bang. It was amazing. I know why he should have won or was right there with the Cy Young, because he was unhittable. That pitch was pretty much unhittable. It was like a 90-mile-an-hour slider. I'm pretty sure it was a slider. I still don't know to this day what it was. I just know that it was absolutely disgusting, and I had no chance to hit it. And that guy was amazing. So we're going to stop the list right there. I think that's enough, guys. Again, I could make this list like 100 guys deep because I didn't like to face most pitchers at the major league level, but these guys were particularly just disgusting. All right? When you face them, not only me, but most guys were like, yeah, these guys they're the best of the best, right? At least stuff-wise. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Share with all your friends, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.